Good morning, everyone. My name is Ed Thompson. I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina, and I am thankful and I'm also thrilled to have you with me this morning on the launch of what I am calling a Y Blast. That's using the YouTube channel to go far and wide and hopefully blasting out a message that has something to say. Well, I certainly think I do this morning, and if you'll just stay with me for the next 6 to 7, maybe 8 minutes tops, then you're going to learn a little bit more about what it's about and why it's about. We're going to try to answer what and why today so that you can leave with a big idea of knowing, at least I know what I'm up against. First, let me just start with the what. It's a great question. It comes down to 2 words for me: connection and relationship. Let me give you an idea of what connection means to me. I think that my calling is all about connecting men to one another, to the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ, and to the Lord Himself, becoming in union with the Lord of the universe. Those 3 connections we could talk all day and all night about. But we're not going to get into preaching nor real teaching here. We're going to get into real life. And maybe you'll experience some of what I bring forth. Second word, relationship. It does tie into connection. Usually if you're connected, there's some kind of relationship going. And the relationship that I'm talking about in this particular case is more in the plural. You see, in the connection process and the relationships, we have to think about marital relationships, parenting, work, family, friends, you name it, even enemies. And it's all undergirded by a spiritual relationship. So we're going to try to tie all this together in the what portion of our videos. Connection, relationship. Now let me just move down to one more word. And first of all, the word I'm thinking of is why. Why do this? And I have an answer. The answer is discipleship or making disciples. When Christ came to this world and He grew to be 30 years old, in Matthew chapter 4, He was ready to start His ministry. First and foremost, He said to the disciples, "Follow me, I will make you fishers of men." Next, the end of Matthew, He says, before He ascends to His Father, "Therefore go and make disciples of all the nations." And I'm thinking, wow, this bookend and this bookend, and He's talking about discipleship. So I've spent my life looking at that word, and with the help of good mentoring and discipling from others, I have begun a long road, and I'm on a long road of discipling others as well. I just want you to know that there are other questions to be asked, aren't there always? Like, who do I disciple? How do I disciple? When and where do I disciple? Well, some of it may be formal, where you get down to these questions to a certain place and time, but we'll talk about that. For instance, in the how, I would say you disciple by listening to others well. They have a story to tell, everyone does, and if you'll listen, or if Ed listens well, all of a sudden, these folks want to become more friendly, might even become my friend, and they start getting connected to some of the things I'm connected to. Would you say that's a fishing kind of a move there, where the fish comes closer to the boat because you are honoring the man who's doing the talking? So with all these questions laid aside, we're only going to launch with the what and the why today. And I will tell you that when you hear people say, keep the main thing, Ed Thompson likes to think of himself as a person who does that. But I don't want to make it rigid. And I don't want to make it unpleasant that you say, oh, not another session. It's not going to be a session. It's going to be life on life. And with Life on Life, yours and mine, yours and somebody else's, connections, relationship, and discipleship have a great chance to flourish. So that's what I want for you. And now, as I close, I'll just say that there are a couple of housekeeping things relative to the YouTube itself. I want you to be able to access me quickly, communicate with me, and anything else that I don't even know what it'll do yet, but I'm going to learn. So I want to be able to pass that along to you, and I do thank you for being with me because, like I said, it's just a thrilling time to launch today. I'll see you next Tuesday, Lord willing. God bless you all.